first team COSIDA Academic All-American, and that's the 20th Academic All-American. I've been told in the history of the program, which is the most of any men's soccer team in college history, regardless of division. I'm going to double check that stat, and I can get that information to you this afternoon.
I think it's over the last 15 years. But
So I'll double check that and I'll get it back to you, but regardless, it's our 20th, and that's quite a bit.
Shall we get it going? We're ready? No, that was great news for Nico. I mean, what well-deserved honor. That's what our program's about. Academic, social, and athletic excellence. So I think Nico demonstrated that all three areas. Couldn't ask for more out of a collegiate student athlete. You know, tremendous student, great person, great player. So I think he really exemplifies what we hope all our players can achieve. But yeah, bittersweet day in terms of being here, dressing you. Tough result in Washington Sunday night. I think we met today with the team. I mean, the biggest thing is the loss. That doesn't represent our season. I mean, our season is something to really celebrate. It was unfortunate to not be at our best in our final match. I think that's the disappointment as a coach and for our players that we didn't show who we are on that night. Washington, very good team. We had a few uncharacteristic mistakes. You know, we went up 1-0, and we're pretty comfortable in the first half, and gave up a soft goal, the equalizer, and then Washington kind of got on top of us. Just some great combination of great finishing and just tons of energy. They just kind of overran us that second half, and the legs just weren't there. And it's not about excuses; it's just a reality. The human body is not designed to play 5 highly competitive soccer matches, two overtimes within that 5-game span in 12 days, and it caught up to us. But I just couldn't be prouder of our group in terms of overcoming some adversity, some challenging times, and just staying unified. The leadership of our 5 seniors, incredible. And we met today, and I think that'll go down as at least in my tenure here at New Mexico, as one of the finest senior groups and examples of leadership that we'll ever have. And it's something to everybody shoot for, try to attain that level of leadership, collective leadership. So proud of the guys. Of course, it's sad that you're not still playing, because that's your mentality. You want to keep going, and it's tough to take your foot off the gas, and really you don't, because I was telling a couple people just now, I mean, the phone starts ringing, the day the season ends. Pro teams are calling about your seniors, agents are calling about your seniors, your assistant coaches are, people are looking at them to fill positions, people are calling you. It's a success program. Success brings on more work. It's not less, and that's a good thing. But we've got to pound it out right now, and do everything you can for the guys, create opportunities for both your players and your coaching staff. So a lot ahead of us. Excited for what lies ahead, proud of our guys, excited to see what happens, what opportunities presents, for them as players to continue with their careers. 4 of the 5 seniors are graduating in December. Josh Goss is getting married December 18th, so lots is going on. The real world beckons, all 5 of them. Nico will not graduate, but I think he has 7 online hours, so he'll hopefully complete that this spring. So it's they've ticked off every box you can ask for as a collegiate athlete. Great student, going to get their degree, very involved in the community, tremendous players, so proud of them. And we get to do it all again pretty soon. Get ready for the next one. So the support's been fantastic. You really feel a part of this state when you see people get behind you and get to bring so much pleasure to so many people. It's an honor, it's a responsibility, and it's one that I embrace every day. So thanks for your support, and I wish I could say I could take my foot off the gas for a few days, but in a couple weeks we'll get to relax a little bit and reflect and enjoy. But have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And unfortunately, I'll be here for Thanksgiving. I was hoping I wasn't, but it'll be a good one. Thanks so much.
What about going back to what the announcement earlier about the academic thing? That just says more to, I mean, you could almost use it as a recruiting tool. Your action says everything except, instead of you going into somebody's home saying, we'll make sure your kid is doing well in school and all that, you got the goods to prove it.
Well, it's an interesting one. It should be the number one thing, because really when you're recruiting a student athlete, the number one thing in their mind and their family's mind is, are they going to be prepared for a successful life? And the reality is they're going to have to get a real job. Very few college soccer players are going to retire off soccer. Very few. And that it's their development as a man and as a student and as a leader is what's going to lead to success. Now that's what you would hope people look for. But in reality, most of these guys have stars in their eyes, and that's not always weighed as importantly as it should be. But our program attracts the right kind of guys for us. If a student athlete values education, values being a big part of a community, the life skills they develop, then this is the best place in the country for them. If they just want to be a professional soccer player and the other things aren't of the same kind of importance, then this isn't the place. So I think you get the guys you deserve, and we deserve well-rounded, very ambitious young men. Yeah.
Anybody else?
As you said, your phone's ringing. The USA team's looking for a coach.
No, the U.S. hasn't been hollering yet, but yeah, exciting times in soccer in the United States, huh? Be a new national team coach soon, and there's always change. Change is good.
You talked about the excellent, outstanding leadership characteristics of this year's group. How well prepared are the juniors to do that next year?
That's a good question, and that's the challenge. And we addressed that today. We met with everybody today, and we said when we meet next Monday, these 5 guys won't be here, and a new group of leaders has to emerge, and that's a big responsibility. But that's what this program's about: developing leaders.
You had said last week to me that you were concerned about your players' legs because coming out of the tournament, you mentioned the 5 games in 12 days, whatever it was. Is there any talk within the conference where you say, let's push the conference tournament back a little bit? I know first round bye may help a little bit, but if you want to represent in the postseason for a conference, why don't you have your conference tournament a few days earlier, where get the guys a little more rest going into the postseason, and it helps everybody, including Conference USA. It's
an interesting one when you talk about a conference, and like ours, it's a 9-member conference. If you talk to the teams that were the kind of perennial top 4 teams, they would say, hey, either do away with the conference tournament or just do a semifinal and a final. But what a conference tournament does is it gives everybody kind of a second life, and it's a student-athlete experience. So it's not as easy as you may think. But if you say, does the conference tournament hinder the top team's ability to move forward in the NCAA tournament, I would say yes. But really, we only have ourselves to blame. We were probably one result away from getting a first-round bye in the NCAA tournament in the second-round home game, which is a huge advantage. So I think that's where our focus needs to be, that this is how it's going to be with the conference tournament, but we got to be a top 16 seed and get a first round NCAA bye and home games. You know, both times we've been to the Final Four, we had that bye and we played a lot of games at home. So that's our challenge. You know, you have to be in control of your own destiny. When you leave it to others, it's not going to favor you.
What do you feel like you guys, as far as beats and stuff like that, get ready for next year and trying to keep this thing on such a high level like it's always
I mean, that's always the goal. It's going to, we got some big shoes to fill, but we have some good young guys that are hungry and confident that we're going to put a competitive team like every year. We're going to go out, we're going to play the best teams in the country. You know, we're going to play a lot of top 20, top 25 teams. You know, you got 4 NCAA teams in the conference. We'll see, you know, we'll know what we're about, that's for sure. We're not going to hide, and we got student athletes that want to challenge themselves against the best every day. That's what our program's about. So you'll see that every single game. You'll have guys going to war and getting after it. They're going to be great students. They're going to be involved in the community, and they're going to work towards competing for a national championship.
So that's probably an advantage for you to have so many teams ranked in your conference, because that gives you the chance to be in the top 16 then.
Well, you say that, and we kind of look at things from a certain view being here in New Mexico. You say the Big Ten, they got a lot of teams. ACC, I think, got 8 teams in. The Pac-12, I mean, we're competing against big-time schools. So it's, there's a lot of big programs out there, you know. I mean, it's just, that's who we compare ourselves against. You know, we're going against UCLA, Washington, Stanford. You know, those are you competing against. Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan. It's a daunting task, but that's where the bar is for our program. That's what we've set it at. So it's exciting, it's a challenge, and you got to find the right kind of guys that want to represent this program in this state and this university.
All right.
All right, thank you.